Hello everyone. Today I'm coming to you uh, from my backyard here in Miami, and it's going to be one of the last videos that I actually record back here, since I will be making that move up to Pennsylvania in a few months. But I came across a podcast yesterday called the 10% Happier Podcast, which is hosted by a man named Dan Harris. And he was interviewing recently a gentleman named Dr. James Kimmel Jr., who's recently written a book called The Science of Revenge. And this was a truly fascinating podcast. I'm going to leave the link in the description of this particular episode down below. It made me start thinking. What Dr. Kimmel proposes is that revenge, the act of revenge, in particular the act of plotting revenge, can actually be an addiction. It actually has been shown to be an addiction or have addictive qualities. What happens is, when you start to plot revenge against someone that you feel has wronged you, automatically dopamine, the neurotransmitter dopamine, starts getting pumped into your body from your brain. And that dopamine is the neurotransmitter that is most associated with anticipation. So you get this high out of anticipating what you're going to do to these people that have harmed you. And that high can become addictive. And unfortunately, the result, like with any other addiction, is not what it promises. So you think that you're going to get this amazing, almost euphoric, kind of even almost psychosexual release from releasing your rage against someone and in an act of revenge, but it actually has the opposite effect. Once you have enacted the revenge that you're seeking, what winds up happening is you start to feel, and this has been proven study after study after study, you start to feel disconnected from the world. You start to, like with every other addiction, you start to want it more. You start to become hypersensitive to other reasons to seek out revenge. And it becomes an obsession, it becomes an addiction. And all of the requisite darkness that comes with any addiction, and the unmanageability of that. And it made me think about things like other subtle addictions, like not just revenge that we don't think of as an addiction, but what about rage, anger? Some people, are rageaholics. They become addicted to that flow of that burst of energy that comes with anger, that surge of chemicals throughout our body that is such a release, can become an addiction. And what Dr. Kimmel proposes is that it can even be turned inward. That addiction to revenge and anger and rage can be turned inward. We can become addicted to raging against ourselves. And it made me start to think about things like self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is something that I have certainly been, if I can qualify myself, I have been addicted to. And where it comes into the interplay of revenge and rage and the feel-good chemicals is that I rage against myself for not having accomplished all the things that I think that I want to accomplish in life. And I rage against myself for not hitting the mark as far as some unattainable spiritual purity is concerned. And I rage against myself. I'm addicted to raging against myself. I'm addicted to self-sabotage because I'm not perfect, because I don't fit some unrealistic expectation of what's perfect. Now that I know that, I can do something about it. And this is what my coaching is about. My coaching is about constantly seeking out information, constantly seeking out experts' opinions, and constantly seeking out different ways of looking at the world and how people might be self-sabotaging themselves from reaching their goals. So maybe that's something you and I can talk about. I will leave my number below, and you can get with me in a free consultation, a free phone call consultation, a coaching consultation with me, so that we can figure out together What might be holding you back? Could it be rage against yourself? Could it be addiction to self-sabotage? Or could it be something else? Let's talk. Let's have a mission. Let's have a talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's open up those doors. Let's see what we can find out together. I look forward to hearing from you. Free consultation for the first call. Have a great day.